Hello friends, welcome back. Welcome to the video lessons on electronic measurements. Till now, we have seen what is resolution of a digital voltmeter, what is the sensitivity of a digital voltmeter, and what are the basic specifications of a digital voltmeter. Now, let us try to look into the ramp type digital voltmeter and try to analyze its working principle. A digital voltmeter is a measuring instrument that converts analog input voltage into a digital signal. The digital voltmeter is a versatile and accurate instrument that can be used in many laboratory applications. Various types of digital voltmeters are ramp type digital voltmeter, dual slope integration type digital voltmeter, integrating type digital voltmeter, staircase ramp type digital voltmeter, successive approximation type digital voltmeter, and continuous balance type of digital voltmeter. Among these types, we have got a ramp type digital voltmeter and successive approximation type digital voltmeter in our curriculum. So first let us try to analyze the working principle of a ramp type digital voltmeter. Ramp type digital voltmeter operation is based on the time taken by a negative going ramp to fall from its level to fall from the level of the input from 0, or it is the time taken by a linear positive going ramp to rise from 0 volts to the level of the input voltage. Generally, negative going ramps are used in ramp type of digital voltmeters, commercial circuits. This time interval, that is, the time taken by the ramp to change from 0 to the input voltage, or to change from input voltage to 0. This time interval is measured with a counter and the count is displayed. Count is displayed. Here is the basic block diagram of a ramp type digital voltmeter. Now start from here. Here the unknown test input signal is applied, which is analog in nature. Analog DC input voltage is applied here. And depending upon its amplitude, there is a provision in the ramp type voltmeter to select appropriate range switch, either 0 to 10 volts or 0 to 1 volt or 0 to 20 volts, 0 to 50 volts, like that. Depending upon the amplitude, we have to select appropriate range switch. At high-end voltmeters, this ranging would be done automatically, but low-end digital voltmeters, manual range switches would be provided. When the input to be measured is beyond the range in which the switch is placed, say for example 15 volts is to be measured and the range switch of the digital voltmeter is placed in 0 to 1 volt position, then it simply indicates 1 on its extreme left side of the display. That indicates that the input to be measured is beyond range. So we have to change the switch of the range switch to next position 0 to 20 volts. Then the meter will indicate the value appropriately. So ranging and attenuator, that is a range switch arrangement is provided. Through that range switch, the analog input signal, that is DC analog input signal, is applied to the positive terminal. Here it is not indicated anyhow, but please note this. Here it is a positive terminal, or else let me place it in the circuit using a paint circuit. Let me place it here. It is positive. Reduce the font. And here it is negative. Right? Now let me place this circuit. Delete this. Delete this. And paste the modified version. Yes. So to the positive terminal of the comparator, the analog DC input voltage is applied, and a negative going ramp is connected as inverting input. That is, the input at the negative terminal of the comparator is used. What is that? A negative going ramp. Now, here a sample rate multi-vibrator is used. Actually, this sample rate multi-vibrator is a pulse generator which produces a pulse, and in response to that pulse, ramp generator will initiate its cycle. Ramp generator will initiate its cycle. So when the pulse is made available here, ramp starts decreasing from its maximum value. So initially, what will be the value of the ramp? Let us suppose that the ramp is at say around 12 volts. So here this is a ground comparator, and in this ground comparator, mm, here also polarity is not mentioned. For ground comparator, here it is positive, and here it is negative. Select all, copy, delete, and paste. Right. The ramp generator having 12 volts as its initial value is applied to ground. The second comparator inverting input is connected to ground. Non-inverting input is 12 volts. So naturally, the output of the ground comparator is 1. Here, a AND gate is used. What is the property of AND gate? When all the inputs are high, let us suppose that this is one input, this is second input, and of course third input is their oscillator output. When these two are high, then only these pulses are allowed to pass through the gate and reach the counter. When any one of these two inputs is low, the gate output would be low. That means the clock pulses from this oscillator are not allowed to pass through the gate and reach the counter. So that is the principle here. Now let us see. Initially the voltage is 12 volts. So here a high input is there. Now coming to this position, here 12 volts is there, and here we do not know what is exact value. Let us suppose that the value of applied voltage E be 5 volts. As an example, 5 volts. So non-inverting input is 5 volts and inverting input is 12 volts. So obviously the output here would be low. When the output is low, the gate does not allow the clock pulses from the oscillator to reach the counter. So the counter would be indicating 0, all zeros. Generally a 4-bit digital counter would be used here. All the 4 bits would be reading as 0. Now, here this is a ramp voltage. That means gradually the voltage of the ramp is gradually decreasing from its initial value of 12 volts. Let us suppose that the ramp is changing its voltage or decreasing its voltage by 1000 volts per second. In every second, it reduces by 1000 volts. Let it be the slope of the ramp, that is 1000 volts per second. Please keep it in mind. Remember this. A simple example only. Now, the voltage here at the inverting input of the input comparator is gradually decreasing. It continues till till the ramp voltage becomes equal to the input voltage here, external input voltage here. When the ramp voltage falls slightly lesser than the input voltage, even by a factor of 1 microvolt, then this input comparator output would go high. That means even for 5 volts or less than 5 volts, this voltage is high. Stop pulse is high. Similarly, start pulse also is high. So, at this moment, when the ramp voltage, a negative going ramp voltage, falls slightly below the input voltage, the oscillator pulses are allowed through the gate to reach the counter. Counter starts counting the number of pulses reached by this oscillator. Until what time this process continues? The ramp voltage is decreasing gradually now here. Below 5 volts, it is decreasing gradually. So, as long as it is below 5 volts, the upper comparator output would be, that is input comparator output would be 1 only. But When the ramp voltage falls slightly below zero, the ground comparator output goes low. That means at this instant, when the ramp voltage falls below zero by a small factor of 1 microvolt or even less than that, the output of the ground comparator would be zero. So the clock pulses from the oscillator are stopped to reach counter because the gets closed when any one of the inputs is zero. Now here the stop pulse becomes zero. So the counter stops counting the number of pulses and it will be retaining the last value, what it has counted. And of course, that value is taken to a readout circuit. Actually, what happens here, counter produces a binary output or BCD output, binary coded decimal output. That has to be decoded into 7 segment display output, and that 7 segment display output has to be given to the readout. 7 segment display output in the sense A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So depending upon the status of those A, B, C, D, E, F, G for different bits, suppose if it is having 4 bits, 4 7 segment codes will be available at the output of counter. 4 decoders produce 4 different outputs, and 4 different outputs will activate appropriate LEDs giving appropriate numeric display of the applied input voltage. That is the principle employed here in this ramp type DBM. Is that clear? Now, one more point to be observed here is this sample rate multivibrator. I said it produces pulses. So the pulse of the sample rate multivibrator activates the ramp. At the same time, the same pulse, it will clear the counter also. The moment the ramp is activated for measurement, whatever is the previous value on the counter, it would be reset to zero. Right? Now, once the data on the counter is taken onto a memory device or it is read through a readout, then another pulse is applied here to reset the counter and another ramp is generated for initiating the next measurement. One analog DC voltage is measured and its digital readout is given. For another measurement, once again, next ramp is allowed to activate. Now, description of the ramp. It consists of a ranging and a ramp generator, sorry. It consists of a ranging and attenuator which is used to select the required range of measurement. A ramp generator is used to generate the ramp voltage. An input comparator continuously compares the DC input voltage with the internally generated ramp voltage. The ground comparator compares the ramp voltage with the ground voltage, that is with 0 volts. Everything we have discussed, once again I am reading for your convenience. A counter is used to count the number of pulses generated by the oscillator. The readout gives the digital display. At the start of measurement cycle, ramp voltage is initiated. Generally, negative going ramp is used, and the negative going ramp is continuously compared with unknown input voltage. You can see how the measurement is done with this waveforms of the ramp type DVM. Here is the ramp voltage, 12 volts DC voltage activated at this point by using start stop sample rate multivibrator. Here ramp is generated, and till this period the counter pulses does not the clock pulses does not reach the counter. The moment the ramp voltage becomes equal to or slightly lesser than the input voltage, the gate closes and the clock pulses are allowed to reach the counter through gate. The counter starts counting the number of pulses, and as soon as the ramp voltage falls below 0 volts, the lower comparator output becomes low. So gate once again will block the oscillator pulses to reach the counter. So whatever are the number of pulses that are read by the counter, the time duration corresponding to these pulses is proportional or is an indicative of the unknown input voltage, the voltage that is to be measured. Is that clear? And here, as you can see, up to here it goes down. Then at this instant, next ramp is generated. Sample rate multivibrator produces a second ramp for initiating the circuit for second measurement. When the ramp voltage is equal to unknown voltage, the input comparator generates the pulse, start pulse, which opens the gate. The ramp voltage continues to decrease with the time until it finally reaches 0 volts. When the ramp voltage reaches 0 volts, the ground comparator generates an output pulse, that is a stop pulse, which closes the gate. An oscillator generates clock pulses which are allowed to pass through the gate, and the decade counter counts the number of pulses. Finally, the decimal number displayed is a measure of the magnitude of the input voltage. The sample rate multivibrator provides initiating pulse for ramp generator to start its next ramp. At the same time, this sample rate multivibrator provides a reset pulse to reset the counter, so that the counter also would be ready for the next measurement. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of ramp type DVM? Advantages. Ramp type DVM is easy to design and low cost. Output pulse can be transmitted over long feeder lines. These are the advantages. Whereas the disadvantages are large errors are possible when noise is superimposed on the input signal. If external noise is mounting onto the on the input signal, there is no preventing circuit to avoid that external noise. Input filters are required. That is, this is to eliminate the noise. Input filters are, because noise is a high frequency signal, and when it is allowed as it is, even the average noise signal also would be counted, would be measured. So input filters are required to eliminate the high frequency noise. So this is what we have seen. What is introduction to digital voltmeters, and what are the various types of digital voltmeters, and what is the operating principle, description, working, advantages and disadvantages of a ramp type digital voltmeter. That is all for today. Thank you very much.